Y'all keep tagging and tagging, asking for my reaction to the Dana Chanel video, so let's go.
And I mean never use sex as a weapon against your husband.
Okay, I can get on board with this. Don't weaponize intimacy against your husband. This doesn't, I don't think this happens as often as people think that it does. Telling your husband that you're tired or you're just not in the mood isn't weaponizing sex against him. Weaponizing sex looks like marital coercion, and women can absolutely coerce men. You know, things like, okay, big man, I thought you were supposed to want it all the time. Things like that. That's weaponizing sex, but just, I'm not in the mood. It's not weaponizing.
And have sex often is probably some of the most extraordinary advice I never got.
Now I'm starting to get a little sketch. Have sex often. First of all, who defines often? And second of all, is it good sex? Because remember, we're not having bad sex here. If the sex isn't good, doing it more often isn't going to improve it. If he's not prioritizing her pleasure, doing it more often isn't going to make him start prioritizing it.
But it is dangerous to neglect our husband's needs.
Nah, sex is not a need. You need food, you need water. You will not die without sex.
And I'll explain to you why. Sex is such a huge part of a man's identity.
Did she just say sex is a huge part of a man's identity? No. If sex is a part of your identity, please go to therapy. First of all, somebody told me that she's a Christian. Your husband's identity should be in Christ and Christ alone. Your husband's identity should be husband and father. Your husband's identity should not be how many orgasms he gets in a week. Go to freaking therapy if you have an identity crisis because you're not getting enough orgasms.
And it's crazy because God wired his body this way.
I have not come across any scientific or biblical basis for God wiring his body this way. I don't know where this 400% she's quoting is coming from. I've never seen it.
Imagine if one day our husband came home and said, I don't feel like having sex with you. We would be massively offended and hurt.
If you're massively offended and hurt because your partner is not in the mood, go to therapy. Your first reaction should be, oh my gosh, it sounds like you've had an awful day. What can I do to help? How can I support you? Do you need time alone? Do you want a bath? Can I pour you a glass of wine? What's going on? Bottom line, I grieve for women who are teaching these things to other women because they are living in oppression. They are living in a culture of duty sex, even if they say that they've learned to experience the joy. If you think your husband needs sex and his identity is hinged on him getting to use your body, that creates obligation. And you can't actually fully enjoy freedom in Christ when you are engaging in obligatory sex. There is better out there, and I hope that you find it. And I hope that I can shine a light onto the better. Go have good, non-obligatory, non-identity defining sex.